What up, Facebook family? This is Dena with White Lotus Healing Ministries, and this is your Pick a Stone oracle reading for the week of Sunday, May 17th through Saturday, May 23rd. So before we begin, I want you to take a deep breath and just center yourself in your body, center yourself in sacred space, connect with your intuition, and just allow yourself to be drawn to whatever crystal resonates with you most right now. Option number 1 is Azurite. Number 2 is Labradorite. And number 3 is Astrophyllite. So go ahead and take a moment to choose your stone. All right, if you chose option number 1, Azurite, this stone is, by the looks of it, you would really think like, throat and heart chakra with this blue and green, but it actually activates the third eye too. So, it kind of enhances your, psychic skills and intuition, really kind of clears any mental fog, brings clarity and like emotional healing and also spiritual transformation. Okay. Now, for those of you who selected Azurite, your color frequency for the week is watermelon. Number 3, have fun with your inner child. Okay, so right away, this is Spirit's way of, kind of encouraging you to, just soften a little bit, to allow room for play in your life. Let yourself kind of enjoy life a little bit more. With that number 3, that also connects to creativity and joy, creative expression and communication. So this week might even be bringing up some of those places within you where, maybe you've taken things a little too seriously, or have really kind of been carrying some heaviness or some density still in your body, and the need to, just loosen up and let yourself play, let yourself have joy. Okay. Now this is activating card 74, nature. So we have that heart chakra energy. We've also got that third eye crown chakra energy here too. The number 74 reduces to that master number 11. So that is like a new cycle, a new chapter. It's also, the master of change, the master of, kind of like creation, a new spark, a new chapter. However you want to look at that. When 11 reduces to a 2, which, most of the time in numerology, you don't reduce it, but you can look at it as a number 2 as well, which is, partnership and collaboration, relationships and that kind of stuff too. So again, we have that heart chakra energy. We've also got the, third eye crown chakra energy here too. So I feel like for some of you, your hearts are really kind of trying to connect with some divine guidance through nature, getting out in nature, grounding, even just resting and laughing, letting yourself come back to your body, because the earth, we are nature. Our body is the physical earth. So, you kind of have that showing up here too. But Spirit is encouraging you to, get outside, connect with your body, connect with the earth, connect with your inner child. Now, the way that this is showing up is through the number 5 event card, travel, and the number 3 intention card behind a mask. So what I will say is, for some of you, this can be actual physical travel, getting out somewhere in nature, where you get to have fun, where you get to be playful, let your inner child come out to play, that kind of thing. But the way that I kind of see this, along with this behind a mask card here, more so speaks about a shift in your internal nature. Kind of like, I don't know, change, freedom, liberating those parts of yourself that might have been suppressed within your own shadow. I'm thinking kind of inner child healing work, right? And oftentimes we can kind of become really serious in it. We can become even rigid in our own healing journeys. And so this is kind of a reminder, life doesn't always have to be so serious. We have to make room for play, and laughter often is sometimes the best medicine, right? For some of you, it is about reconnecting with that part of yourself, reconnecting with joy. For some of you, this is also about, like I said, that shadow work. And with this number 3 energy here, with behind a mask and also watermelon, that is creativity. It is joy. It is inner child healing. It is reconnecting with that part of you. The shadow gets a bad rap, right? The shadow, we tend to think of it as like all the parts of ourselves that we suppress. And we think about, most of the time it has sort of like a negative connotation behind it. But honestly, we can also suppress our own creative gifts and talents. Sometimes the most vibrant creative parts of ourselves are the parts that stay hidden in our shadows, or the parts of ourselves that we keep hidden from others, sometimes because we feel like we're too much, or, not enough, or whatever. Some of this can be about programming and things that were picked up in childhood, and overcoming that, shifting that, getting back to your true nature, to your light, to creating a whole new version of you, the part of you that has always remained innocent and pure. Okay. So I kind of get some of that here, but overall it's about just breathing and letting go. The messages from the universe talk about finding ways to lighten up and not take everything so seriously. And it also says guilt is a normal feeling. Just breathe in and let it go. So, if you guys have any kind of guilt around letting yourself rest, or letting yourself be, playful, or what have you. Sometimes if like heavy things in our lives are happening, we have this tendency to like close off our hearts and hide away, instead of letting ourselves get out there and have fun, which could actually transmute that heavier, denser energy that would actually help us to lighten up. You know what I mean? So, overall, I feel like the message for you guys this week is, give yourself room to breathe. If life has become too serious, you have become too serious, or things have become too heavy, put the baggage down. Let that energy shift. Let yourself get out there and have fun. Reconnect to your happy place, your joyful place, your inner child, and don't feel guilty about it. Go outside, laugh, move your body, let your mask come off wherever you feel safe to do so, and let your inner child out to play. There's no need to feel guilty about that. You are allowed to enjoy your life without explaining yourself to anyone, without apologizing for it. You are allowed to be joyful, to take up space, and to live your authentic life in the best way that you want to, in the way that your heart truly desires. Okay. So let yourself have it, breathe, and let it go. Don't take everything so seriously. All right, option number 2, Labradorite. So if you chose Labradorite, this second reading is for you. Now, first and foremost, Labradorite is a stone. It's sometimes known as like the stone of magic. So it's going to enhance your intuition. It also provides like psychic protection. And it really kind of promotes like a deep transformation. Okay. Lots of benefits to working with this stone, and it also relates to the third eye, which is showing up here in one of you guys' cards. But let's go ahead and get into your reading. So for those of you who chose Labradorite, your color frequency of the week is card 27, silver, and it says be persistent. So first and foremost, silver has like a lunar type of energy to it. It's kind of feminine as well. And I noticed that with this physical activity card is 67, 13. Okay. 13 is a feminine number. So there's that kind of quality to it as well. But the number 27 reduces to a 9. So for you guys might actually be completing a cycle of some kind, right? Things are shifting. The wheel is turning. You're coming to the close of a cycle, and the message here is to be persistent, right? Do not give up. Do not quit, right? When you're at the end, right? You're at the end of the race or at the end of the challenge, whatever it is. You're at the end of that cycle, so don't give up right before you reach the finish line. Okay, that's kind of how I am seeing this for you guys. Let that shift happen. Because that silver energy is activating, like I said, 67, physical activity. And, you've got this 13 that reduces to a 4. 4 is all about like foundations, structure, all of that kind of stuff. So you guys, the whole structure of your being might actually be shifting right now. We've also got this throat chakra, third eye, crown chakra energy, and the throat relates to your authenticity, your personal truth. And spirit is guiding this shift, is guiding this transformation, so that you can become your authentic self. You can embody your higher timeline. You can create the life that you truly want for yourself. Now, I will also say with this, your intuition may be guiding you to really kind of get back into your body with this shift. Kind of seeing things with clarity before you speak or act on things. And I say that because we also got this message from the universe that says, what has your inner voice been asking of you? Listen and act. And we are in a fire horse year, okay, which is all about inspired action, okay? It's about seeking truth, going after the life that you truly want, helping you align with that life that you truly want. Okay. And what I will say also with this, we did just have a major transit shift of Uranus from Taurus now into Gemini, where it will be for the next 7 years or so. So that's a lot of heady kind of energy. This is upper chakra. So that energy, Gemini, is very much thoughts, communication, all of that kind of stuff. So for some of you, if you have been feeling stuck in your head, move. Get your body moving, help to move some of that energy out, help you pull that energy out of your, head and down into your heart. Walk, stretch, dance, clean your space even, kind of shake it out, shake out that stagnant energy. I don't know why, but that stupid ass Taylor Swift song just popped in my head. Shake it off. And I can't stand Taylor Swift. Sorry to you little Swiftie fans, but yeah, just totally not my vibe. Anyway, Do something that gets your energy moving. Because, if we're just stuck in our heads and ruminating on thoughts, we're going to spin ourselves in circles, but when you can get back into your body, into your heart, then you'll get that clarity that your mind keeps trying to chase. Okay. Now, the way that this energy is showing up for you guys is through this number 2 cycle card, status quo, and number 2 intention card, peace. Now, you can look at this 2 ways. When you add those together, you get a 4, which, like I said, 13 reduces to 4. So, again, stability, structure, the foundation, strengthening your foundation. You could also look at this as the master number 22, which is the master builder. So what kind of life are you trying to build for yourself? Or you can look at it as 2 by itself, which is partnership, collaboration, relationships, harmony, balance, that kind of stuff too. So I do feel like there is this big kind of like relationship balance theme here. With status quo and peace, you guys might be shifting timelines, right? Moving into a higher timeline. You're completing a cycle. So with every choice we make, we're constantly shifting into different timelines. Okay. So it's that energy of evolve or repeat, right? Are you going to choose to shift and make some changes and bring yourself into that higher awareness, higher self, higher timeline? Or are you going to remain in your comfort zone? Are you going to not speak your truth in order to keep your peace and keep things comfortable, right? Does it feel easier or more familiar? Or even just like a little, I don't know, less disruptive, because it might be like less chaotic, right? When we make choices, sometimes everything in life can shift. But you have to really sit with your intuition and with spirit and really reflect on what your inner voice is asking of you. Is it asking you to stop trying to keep the peace and shift into a higher timeline, into a higher version of you? Are you, I don't know. Are you staying comfortable because it feels familiar and peaceful? Is there true peace in that timeline? Because that could obviously be true too. But I think for a lot of you, it is about knowing what you want and making that choice to go after it anyway, even if it disrupts your peace. Even if you feel uncomfortable. Growth is never comfortable. It's like a rubber band being stretched beyond its capacity. You know what I mean? Like, it's that whole thing. But I feel like part of you already knows. Like, there's this part of you that already knows. Even if you don't have all the details yet, your inner voice and spirit is communicating with you. So don't ignore the nudge to expand, because this is this is ascension energy. This is giving you also a higher perspective, right? Your head above the clouds kind of thing. It's bringing you to a peaceful place. So I feel like this is kind of like, what's really funny? I just got this image in my mind's eye of, remember those old 90s adventure books where when you get to the bottom of the page, if you make this one decision, you go to this certain page. But if you make this other decision, you go to this other page, right? So it's giving, it's giving those kind of vibes. Like, which option are you going to choose? Because your mind, your spirit, your higher self already knows and is communicating that with you. But there may be this part of you, and I don't want to say lower part, but it's the ego. Ego wants to keep us small and comfortable. Okay. But our comfort zone can grow us very stagnant. Like they say, the comfort zone is where dreams go to die. So like, you know, which do you want to choose? Are you going to choose to stay comfortable, or are you going to choose to expand? You know, don't talk yourself out of what your body already knows, your higher self already knows. You know, because choosing that thing, choosing expansion, choosing the higher timeline is going to bring you real peace, not just temporary comfort and quiet. Okay, so be willing to make that decision, even if it is uncomfortable. Trust your inner voice. Okay, and lastly, option number 3, if you've chosen Astrophyllite, then this reading is for you. So the Astrophyllite stone is a very potent stone. Like, this stone really kind of infuses your entire being with light. Okay, you see that shimmer, golden shimmer here. So it literally infuses your entire system with light. It also aids in like transformation, and it illuminates your purpose, your true self. Okay. It helps you to really like love yourself. It also helps you to come to terms with certain things that you might have trouble accepting. And I'm saying that because of this message from Spirit, which I'll get into in just a moment. Okay. Now, for you guys, your color frequency of the week is Emerald, number 30, which reduces to a 3. It says, calm your mind, body, and soul. Okay. So, you know, right away, I feel like this is all about really calming the nervous system, coming back into your heart. You know, this can be connected to healing and inner transformation, you know, balancing your heart, balancing, I kind of get this full body transformation energy, you know, really kind of, like I said, nervous system energy, balancing the nervous system. You know, with that number 3 and it's saying mind, body, and soul, I also get that kind of like Holy Trinity energy. You know, that definitely kind of speaks to me here. But the number 3 by itself can also relate to creative expression and like spirit communicating with you through feelings and ideas. You know, your inner knowing. Like I said, mind, body, spirit. There's this alignment energy that's taking place here. And this is activating the number 8 manifestation card. Okay. Which you also have manifestation here. So, yeah, you have some manifestations being activated for you guys right now. Now with this manifestation card, it's also high heart chakra energy. So you got heart chakra energy here, high heart chakra energy here. And with this being manifestation, I kind of see this as like, you know, some of you have probably been on a healing journey for a long time and you are reaching a milestone. I say that because number 6 is that energy of healing and nurturing, compassion. This can even be tied to family, harmony, and all of that. And when you look at 6 and 3 together, that is a number 9. That is completion energy. That is reaching a milestone. Okay. And I feel like for some of you, the milestone is how far you have come in your own healing journey, really balancing the mind, body, and soul, expanding your heart. You know, the green is your heart chakra and it is your relationship with yourself, your inner world. Whereas the high heart chakra is like that external world, external energy. It is the manifestation of your heart's desire, right? It is where your outer world manifests. Your outer world starts to reflect the balance of your inner world, that alignment of mind, body, and spirit. Okay. So this is a very powerful reading for some of you guys. You know, I do feel like this can, you know, this achievement or this milestone, the healing aspect could, you know, also relate to, areas of like relationships. So like, you know, love, family, friendships, you know, it is other people in your life. And I say that because of this message that says, remember, you can't change anyone but yourself. And so I feel like you guys have really been working on yourselves and on this healing journey for a long time. And this is sort of like reaching a culmination point. It's reaching a turning point. And if you want to manifest your best life, if you want your external world to match your internal world, you can't carry people anymore. There are certain things that you kind of have to let go of in order to manifest that next chapter or that next level, to reach that next level. So there are certain people, places, opportunities, relationships, and connections that you guys are going to have to let go of in order to reach that place, right? In order to manifest that next chapter. But your intuition is guiding you. Spirit is guiding you every step of the way. And you are not responsible for anyone but yourself. I know oftentimes when we are entering a new chapter or trying to enter a higher expression in our lives, we want to take everyone with us. And this is that reminder that you cannot pull someone else into that higher chapter with you. It's almost like crabs in a bucket, right? Like people who do not operate from the heart and only operate from the head, they're going to be the ones trying to climb over everyone, right? But when you operate from your heart space, you realize that, you know, you don't have to climb over everyone. You just have to be the best version of you that you can be. And you can't change anyone but yourself. But once you reach that top, sure, maybe you can extend a hand down, you know, and try to be like, hey, I'm here when you're ready. But you can't literally lift anyone up because sometimes they will pull you down with them. You know what I mean? This is about you reaching that place, like just reaching that place of internal progress and really, you know, manifesting your heart's desires, manifesting an aligned life, manifesting, you know, a balanced relationship, a balanced, I don't know, just a balanced, joyful life is kind of how I'm seeing this, you know, like you just, I don't know. I feel like a lot of you are just reaching this place of realization that you're not the same person anymore. You're not who you used to be. There are certain things that you are no longer willing to tolerate. And that, like I said, that could be certain relationships in your lives. Okay. So, you know, this week, really call your energy back, bring your awareness back to you, and, stop waiting around in the hopes that, you know, someone is going to change or apologize or, you know, finally show up differently. You know, maybe one day they will, but your peace, your life can't depend on that, you know, because you are on a mission to embody your highest expression. You are going after your soul purpose. So don't let anyone or anything distract you from what it is that you're trying to do and achieve, you know. It's time for you guys to celebrate how far you've come and, you know, remember that you don't have to try to drag anyone across that threshold with you. You know, you are allowed to keep becoming your best self, even if someone else chooses to stay the same. Okay, so keep doing you, boo. Keep doing you. All right, you guys, I hope that you all enjoyed your readings. Of course, let me know in the comments what stone you chose and let me know how this resonates for you. Sending you guys so much love and many blessings for the week ahead. Take care.